in the end, and I'm sure you're absolutely thrilled that you did.
Absolutely. It's again, we just kill a blow in the first minute of the game. We just not awake, and I can't understand. And when we've worked on it during the week, I said to them today, you've got to start nice and bright. You've got to be on your toes. You've got to be ready for them to come and have a go at us. And it went bang, bang, bang in the back of the net, and not even a challenge went in. So I'm really disappointed in that. And we've had to work so hard to get back into the game, haven't we? And then we've gone on to a victory and we've won the game. I mean, at half time, I said to them in there at half time, along with Paul Hall, we said, we can still win this game as long as you believe in each other. And go out there, roll up your sleeves and go and have a battle. And that's what they did. The first 5-10 minutes, they worked hard. You know, they won the first ball, they started to win the second ball. And I knew we'd start to create chances. And obviously I knew that what I had on the bench with young Danny and Luke to bring on, and I knew they would cause problems. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I'm still upset about the goals, the way we give goals away. I mean, if I said to Grandy, you know, if you get your positioning right from the goal kick, the goalkeeper had a very, very good long kick. But if you get your distances right, then that doesn't bounce off the top of your head and come out here, and that they had a corner. So we can prevent things where we've had to work really, really hard to get our goals. I'm very proud of them, how they stuck together, and the dressing rooms is an amazing place at the moment because they are really, really, really. Showed a lot of cohesion and that esprit de corps, which I mentioned in the programme. It is important. Things haven't been going right for us, and sometimes when you're in a battle, that's what you have to do. And I'm proud of them. They went down in terms of results, but their heads never went down and their chins never went down, and they worked really hard to get back into the game. And eventually we came out the winners.
Yeah, we'll talk about how you turned it around in just a moment, but that first half was extraordinary. I mean, you could have scored 4 goals, and yet, given the ball away so much in midfield, defensively looked, let's face it, all over the place at times. What a first half, was it unbelievable?
I mean, he just, you know, when the game started, and then obviously you had the Louis Briscoe, well, we had quite a few chances, even after they'd scored the goal, and I thought, you know, I was really, really convinced that, you know, it's going to come, we're going to score. And then I felt we sat a bit deep, and we allowed their forwards to come off our players at times, and when we've got to go and stay with them and mark your men, and you've also got to watch your runners going in. And basically, when at half time again, I spoke to them and said that, you know, we will change the shape. I know all the fans were shouting 4-4-2, 4-4-2, but I'd already said to Paul Hall 5 minutes in before the half time whistle, I said we're going to go 4-4-2. Definitely going to go 4-4-2, and I said we'll take Tyrone off because not just because of we need to take him off, but he was on a yellow card. It's a slippy surface. You get another bad challenge. I don't want another red card. You know, I've got to try and keep that. And I was quite happy with their discipline as well this evening. But
Luke Medley, it was, I think, who ultimately made the big difference. His shot was deflected for Paul Connor to score, and then a super winning goal as well.
Absolutely. That's what he's about. You know, that's what really the Dubai Medley's about. And in training, he's so frustrated at times, and with the other players, because we know he's got that in his locker. So we've got to make sure now that we've got a winning team. Let's try and keep the winning team. That's really, really important. We've got no injuries. So yeah, we'll just build on. There's still things to work at, what I'm not happy about, but we'll do that during the week.
How much good or otherwise, or what will this have done for your chances to get the job permanently?
Well, I mean, I just said to the chairman that I'll do my best for him and for the football club. And if the chairman decides that he wants to bring somebody else in, it's his football club, and he's a chairman, and I will accept that. You know, that's the game of football. So it's really the chairman's decision, and whatever he says, you know, I'll stick by.
At least you got to win, Don.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers.
Duncan, you said you like to keep it going now after that. Is that in terms of looking to play that 4-4-2 maybe at Wrexham next week?
Well, I'm going to have a look at the scout report and the DVD, which I've got someone sorting me out with the Rex. So I need to see how they shaped up and how they're playing. It's quite ironic really, because my daughter's partner is the captain. He's Dean Keats. He plays for Wrexham, so that's going to be quite funny to see him next week.
Yeah.
If I'm still here next week.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's important that we try and get a settled side and keep them settled.
Yeah.
Like I say, even though we played some real nice stuff in the second half, certainly the last 20 minutes as well, and it's important that they remember that, and we stay on the negatives. Don't want no positives creeping in. I know the fans gave us a bit of a hard time at half time, but they pay their money, they're allowed to do that. But when they get behind us, it's amazing how we change. So, to the fans, thank you very much.
Yeah, in terms of, you mentioned Luke Medley and the frustrating thing, I guess the next step for him now is to do it when he gets a chance to start.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just, you know, the boy's electric, he really is. He's got great pace. And when Luke Medley's in that mood, he's unstoppable. Any defender, he frightens any defender, and that's what we've been looking for Luke to do. And he went through a bit of a lean patch when he had a couple of one-on-one chances and back in the a few weeks back, and it did hit his confidence a little bit. And I spoke to Luke about it, but no, so proud of him today. He deserved to come on and do what he did.
Super goal to win it. Let's talk about that first of all. What a cracking finish.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was Adam Murray's played the ball over the top. Initially, I was obviously get in that position there, try to cross it, but it was tight on me, so I knew I had to beat my marker. And I looked up, and there was space. I just went for the shot, and it's gone in the bottom corner. Yeah,
you say you were going to cross it first of all, but the way I saw it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I thought from there, I think he's going to want to get a shot in here as a striker.
I mean, initially as the ball was moving, I thought, right here, the ball's ahead of me, I'm going to have to cross it. But as I got the ball, I thought I could go on my own, and that's what I did. And hopefully, luckily, it went in.
Because you haven't been involved for a little bit, so once you got out there on the pitch, you must have been desperate to impress again.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes it can be a bit of pressure. You haven't played for a while, you may be a bit sluggish, but when you're not involved in the squad, you've got to keep yourself on your toes. Away from the club as much as in the club, you've got to do your own stuff, and hopefully luckily it's worked for me today.
Why haven't you been playing for a while, Luke?
I don't know. He's brought a few players in. Just one of those things. But you've got to keep going. You can't let your head down. The ex-gaffer David Holmes has brought players in that he believes can do a job. So you have to respect that decision and just keep going. You can't let your head drop. You have to keep going. It's a team thing. You're always going to get another chance, and when it comes, you just have to take it.
Was that tough for you though? Because early on in this season, you were getting all the plaudits. You'd come off the bench and score, cracking goals left, right, and centre, and then you find yourself out of favour.
Yeah, that's football. I mean, you got to take the rough with the smooth. I mean, it's unfortunate. You can be disappointed. It would be silly not to, but you have to keep your head going, and you just have to make sure your head's right when you do get that chance. Because if you get the chance and you don't take it, the manager's fair to say that's why I didn't play you.
Because there was, we understand, 2 or 3 potential new managers in the crowd watching today, so I think you might have impressed them in your 15 minutes or whatever you were.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, the main thing is that we got the 3 points to help the team. It's not been great at Mansfield at the moment. All the boys are sticking together. That's the main thing, and we've got the 3 points on the table today.
Yeah, I mean, the word that's kept cropping up in speaking to you guys after is the character that the players have showed. 1-0 down and 2-1 down today, and despite levels of the performance, you've come back and won. Yeah, I mean, that's a sign of a good team. I mean, I was at Hayes and Yed in pre-season. It didn't work out there, so it was good to score the winner against them. But we dug deep. They came at us. They got that early goal. It's almost like AFC all over again. But all the boys stuck together. The fans were on our back, but that's what football, it comes with it. So we just had to keep going. That's what happened. You can understand that a little bit, can't you? Because the level of performance for large periods in the middle really wasn't good until you got, the equaliser, when suddenly you started playing the sort of football we know you can play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan. I was gutted before the game, so I know how it is for the fans. But we just have to keep going. It's totally understandable. But when we win, they're on our side, so it's good. Yeah, you can
take a lot from this, can't you? I mean, how much good can a win like this do when you've come back from 2-1 down and 1-0 down before that to win a game?
Definitely.
What good can that do you?
Definitely, loads of good. I mean, it means that if we do go 1-0 down, we know we can bring it back, as we did away to Kidderminster. We've done a numerous amount of times in the league so far. But we really need to crack on now, and everyone needs to stay fit. Hopefully injury-free. There's loads of boys being left out today that can do a job as well, so it keeps everyone on their toes.
Great stuff, Luke. Cracking goal as well.
Thank you.